and gentlemen, please welcome all WSPD and other sworn personnel. Good morning. I am Annie Sims. It is my pleasure to welcome each of you as we gather to celebrate the graduation of Winston-Salem Police Academy Class 78. Please rise as the recruits from the Winston-Salem Police Department's 78th Academy enter the room along with the WSPD training staff. Please remain standing as the WSPD's Honor Guard presents our national colors and for the singing of the national anthem by Officer Florette Gregory Phillips. During the singing of the national anthem, it is the protocol of the Winston-Salem Police Department that sworn law enforcement officers salute if they are wearing their hat, and professional staff place their right hand over their hearts. We would be honored if you joined us appropriately.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the pale perilous fight. Over the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. You may all be seated. Before we begin, I would like to call Chaplain Ronnie Beatty to lead the invocation.
May we pray. Our Heavenly Father, we're reminded of one of our forefathers, James Madison, who said, "If all men were angels, we would not need government." You, knowing the hearts of the creation that is bent to do evil, provided for us protections in which to live in this world. You did raise up government, and within the confines of that government, you have given us law enforcement. And Lord, we're thankful today that we have these heroes, these men and women, and especially these today who are joining the ranks of these heroes to stand between good and evil, darkness and light. And it is our prayer today as they come on officially to become a part of this department that you will put a hedge of protection around them as we ask you to do for all of our men and women, that as they patrol the streets, as they make this city a place where we can live in peace and comfort, that you will allow them to go home at the close of the shift to fellowship and to be with their families. We thank you for the administration, our mayor, each and every one present today. May this service reflect honor and glory upon that name which is above every name, the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, in whose name we make this prayer. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Beatty. On March 6, 2023, the 78th Winston-Salem Police Academy began, and the men and women we will recognize today began their journey to become Winston-Salem police officers. The past weeks were filled with challenges, difficulties, and great accomplishments, all resulting today with the 10 individuals seated before you, who have fulfilled the mission and who will now begin a new pursuit, one of public service and self-sacrifice. I would like to take this moment to thank our special guests we have in attendance today. Would the mayor and any city council members please rise? Thank you. We would like to recognize our interim city manager and other assistant city managers who are in attendance. We would like to recognize and thank our Assistant District Attorney, Jennifer Martin, for being here today. We would like to thank and recognize the U.S. Attorney for the Middle District of North Carolina, Ms. Sandra Hairston, for being here today. Would any representative from another public safety agency and elected official within the city of Winston-Salem or outside the city please stand to be recognized? And last but not least, would any retired WSPD police officer please stand to be recognized? To all of our special guests, including the friends and family who supported these recruits on their journey, thank you for sharing this special moment with us. The City of Winston-Salem is guided by a council made of 8 members and led by Mayor Alan Joines. With 30 years of service, Joines retired as the Deputy City Manager in 2000. He was first elected mayor in 2001, and he is now serving in his 5th term as mayor. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Alan Joines to the podium for opening remarks.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. To my colleague, Councilmember Taylor and Councilmember Burke, it's glad to be with you. To our chief and our interim city manager and judge, glad to have you here, and thank you. To the members of the Winston-Salem Police Department, to the family and friends that are here today, excuse me, but most importantly to the members of BLET Class 78. So proud of you and so thankful for each one of you. I know probably every year we have these graduation ceremonies and we talk about how much we appreciate your joining this fellowship of police fraternity, if you will, but we're really glad that you're part of this organization. The energy you're going to bring to it and the professionalism you're going to bring to it and the service that you're going to provide to the citizens of Winston-Salem. As was said, your decision to put your life on the line every day for our citizens doesn't go unrecognized or unresponsive, if you will. My role and the role of the City Council is to make sure you have all the tools you need to do the job that you want, and you got that through the training that you received, some of the best in the country, and to make sure that we think that we've taken steps to make sure that you're getting compensated in the right way and that you're competitive throughout the state of North Carolina. If you're not, we'll make those changes later on as potentially needed there. But on behalf of our 252,000 citizens, I want to say thank you again for stepping up and deciding that you will protect the citizens of Winston-Salem. It's an honorable profession and one that I know you will have a wonderful career. Great leadership and great support, I think you'll find from the City Council and myself. So once again, on behalf of our citizens, I say thank you and best wishes for a very successful and safe career. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Joines. Regretfully, Mayor Pro Temp Denise D. Adams was unable to join us for the ceremony today. However, she has asked that I convey her deepest appreciation for the accomplishments of the graduating class and thanks you all for the service you're preparing to give the citizens of our city. Councilmember James Taylor Jr. is in his 2nd term as the councilmember of the Southeast Ward. Councilmember Taylor is a 2003 graduate of the Criminal Justice Program at North Carolina Central University in Durham. He began his tenure as chairman of the Public Safety Committee in May 2021. Please welcome Councilmember of the Southeast Ward, James Taylor Jr., to the podium.
Good morning. I have the honor and privilege of bringing greetings on behalf of the Winston-Salem City Council and on behalf of the Public Safety Committee for the City of Winston-Salem. I'm joined by Public Safety Committee member Barbara Burke, and together with the mayor and the council, we work very hard to make sure that the police department, fire, and emergency management have what you need to be successful. And on the police department side of things, we want to make sure you have your equipment, but we also want to make sure you have your pay raises. And I said that just so I can get out of here safely. But truly, I'm going to congratulate 2 groups, and I'm going to get out of your way. I always admit that I am extremely biased. I've been around the country I've been to different cities. I am born and reared in the city of Winston-Salem, but I truly believe this. I believe that we have the best police department in the United States of America, and please join me in giving them a round of applause. And I don't say that as lip service. I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for what you do. Lastly, to the last group that I want to thank and congratulate, Recruit Class 78. I want to thank you for both hearing and answering the call to service. We know all across the country, public safety departments are having challenging times, but that speaks more volume to your character. To the friends and to the family, thank you for sharing them with us. In public service, sometimes there are some long days, sometimes there's some long nights, but we can't get through this. They're not going to be able to get through this without your help. So please, to the friends, to the family, please join me in giving Recruit Class 78 a round of applause. Again, I thank you for your commitment, for your courage, for your dedication, and I appreciate what all of you do to help our city be a better place to live, work, and relax. Thank you.
I have the honor of introducing Ms. Scott Somerville, who is our guest speaker today. Scott and wife Renee moved to Winston-Salem in 1991, where Scott had worked for Hanes Brands for 30 years until retiring in March of 2022, and Renee had the harder job of raising 3 children. The Somerville's 3 children have all grown up in Winston-Salem, attending Mount Tabor High School, and they all went on to attend college at NC universities. Today, one child works for RJR, one is a first-grade teacher in Chapel Hill, and their middle child is a WSPD corporal. Tanner Somerville assigned to the patrol division. Scott joined the Winston-Salem Police Foundation as a board member in 2018, soon after his son graduated from the Winston-Salem Police Department BLET program. He has served for 2 years as the VP of the Board of Directors and now holds the position of the Winston-Salem Police Foundation Board President until December 31st, 2024. And now I may welcome you up.
Thank you very much. I want to first and foremost congratulate the class of 78. Amazing. Great work. Today's your day. You worked hard. You learned new skills. Driving really fast, you learned how to do that. You learned how to shoot guns, some pretty cool stuff there. You even learned a new language, which I kind of call cop speak, because it's like, give me a 1052 or a 1085 or, one of those things, or a BOL and a field training officer FTO. So anyway, congratulations to you. It's your day. You earned it. Parents, I appreciate all of your sacrifices for your children and your spouses and your friends that are part of this class. I sat in that seat 5.5 years ago. I know what it feels like. There's pride. It's great. My son's here today, Corporal Tanner Somerville, supporting these young men and women. What I would say is it's also a little scary sitting in your seats, right? It's a challenging job that these young men and women have and that they're going to hold for the next many years. So with that, what you need to know is that you have a great team of leadership in the Winston-Salem Police Department supporting your team, supporting your cadets in their endeavors. So this leadership team is what leaders should be all about. They're knowledgeable, they're smart, they're dedicated, they're committed, they're collaborative. And that's the team of leaders that you have to look forward to and to grow into as well. So as I transition quickly to a couple things that the Winston-Salem Police Foundation can do, the Winston-Salem Police Foundation is here for both you as police officers, the police department itself, and then also the community of Winston-Salem to help try to keep it a little bit safer. Our job is to follow Chief Penn's key initiatives and his vision, and we do that with 4 key pillars of initiatives that we focus on. We focus on community outreach, where we go and we talk to the business leaders that are out there. We had a Meet the Chief Meet the Chief event early in his tenure in his job so he could hear directly from the business leaders that are out there. We spoke with the councilmen and the leaders of the church community, the NAACP, and the Hispanic League. So we're trying to listen to those groups and hear what they have to say. And then what we do with that is there's ideas that come out. Captain Gates came out with a real creative idea on how to expand the bike patrol program. It was not funded, but he had a great initiative and a great idea out there. So the Winston-Salem Police Foundation ended up funding that for this group. Additionally, we focus on youth education and sports. And when we look at that, we start at the lowest, the elementary school program with a Sweet Reads truck, a real initiative, a real creative initiative where you have basically a mobile library and a mobile ice cream truck combined. So the students come out into the truck, they pick a book, the book is read, they get to take the book home, they get to have an ice cream treat, and it's all supported by the Winston-Salem Police Department, which is a great initiative. There's also the Millennial Scholars Program as we move up into the educational ranks of middle school and high school, and then additionally there's college scholarships that are offered. Other things such on the sports side of things would be the Police Athletic League, where we're sponsoring a T-ball program, we're sponsoring flag football programs. Lots of the police department are interacting with these kids, and we feel that the interaction of the police with these youth, it's best to have that happen at a really young age so you can have a real positive influence on the community. When we turn the page and we go to technology, technology obviously is critical. The city of Winston-Salem has supported the Real-Time Crime Center in a big way, made a major investment in it over the last few years. And so we're trying to layer on technology capabilities as well. The Winston-Salem Police Foundation just donated $80,000 to the Real-Time Crime Center to help us keep the officers safer as well as the city safer. And then lastly, the officer health and wellness programs. We've been involved in the appreciation aspect of it and the fitness aspect of it over the last few years with donations and things such as that and sponsoring events. Now we're going to work into learning more about the mental health aspect of it because, again, we want our officers interacting with the community both physically and mentally fit. And the better interactions we have, the better chance of a successful conclusion to the challenge that's out there. So with all of that said, I just wanted to say thank you very much. We appreciate your support. If you want to learn more about it, we have a website, winston-salem-police-foundation.org that you can check into. You're welcome to call myself or call Lieutenant Diamond, and we'll be happy to get you all the answers that you need. Lastly, again, I just want to say thank you very much for your commitment to the Winston-Salem Police Department. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Somerville. Chief William Penn will now present Mr. Somerville a token of appreciation. Thank you, Chief Penn. Now, please allow me to take a moment to introduce the full-time training staff. These dedicated individuals are committed to the success of the organization through the development and education of its personnel. The staff works tirelessly on numerous projects and programs while providing unwavering support to the recruits and in addition to the veteran officers. On many days, the training staff arrives before dawn to begin physical training and then work late into the evening. They are truly a team of professionals who devote all of their efforts into molding these individuals into a team and prepare them to be a part of Winston-Salem's finest. Please stand and remain standing when your name is called. Assistant Chief Rick Newnham, Lieutenant Tracy Wooten, Sergeant Jason Bryant, Sergeant Stuart Sloan, Corporal Robert Perkins, Corporal Logan Collier, Police Officer Brian Streetman, Axon Coordinator Donna Brown, Training Coordinator Megan James, Senior Office Assistant Miss Christina Stoltz. We can all give them a round of applause. Not everyone who wants to become a police officer is accepted into the academy. The men and women of the recruiting division and human resources are members of the team who reviewed numerous applications to seat the group included in Class 78. If you are a member of the recruiting division or the human resources personnel who assisted in the application or selection process for these recruits, please stand and remain standing when your name is called. Assistant Chief Rick Newnham, Lieutenant Tracy Wooten, Sergeant Amy Collins, Corporal Chris Dabb, Officer Laverne Pringle. Our retired police officers include Robert Boyd, Jimmy Boyd, James Johnson, Lyman Clark, David Lamb, and Debbie Wilkins. Please join me in giving these individuals a well-deserved round of applause. I want to make an additional note. Due to the Carolina Classic Fair occurring and staffing needs in our community this week, we have limited officers in attendance today. We hope you understand that although a large portion of our officers are unable to be present today, we are extremely proud and happy to have these outstanding individuals joining our team at the WSPD. I'll ask now that all instructors that assisted in any of the academy instruction and the graduating officers, field training officers, please stand and remain standing. Thank you. There are more than 100 state-certified instructors that work at the WSPD and Forsyth Tech who contributed to the training of our recruits. These are but a small sampling of the instructor pool that provided more than 1,000 hours of instruction. Their dedication and hard work are a testament to their professionalism. Among these standing, or previously standing, are representatives of the Post-Academy Training Program. They are the field training officers. WSPD's Post-Academy Training Program involves the assignment of an entry-level officer to a field training officer, or as we call them, FTO. The FTO serves as a guide and model for an inexperienced officer. The FTO undertakes a dual role, patrol officer and a trainer. As a trainer, the FTO must build upon the primary education that entry-level officer has received. The FTO is the primary force that molds the new officer into a professional, productive member of the WSPD. Please join me in thanking the Academy instructors and our field training officers. Now, as is customary at Academy graduation, one recruit will deliver the graduation speech on behalf of Class 78. The recruits from Class 78 voted to have one of their classmates represent the entire class by delivering the graduation speech on behalf of Police Academy Class 78. The recruit representing and delivering the graduation speech for Class 78 is recruit Choya Phillips.
Good morning. I'm honored to speak on behalf of this class. This has been a life-changing experience for us all. And I can certainly say that we're not the same people we were on March 6th of this year. We bought the ticket, we rode the ride. Mayor, City Council members, I would like to thank you for coming and showing your support to the Winston-Salem Police Department and to Class 78. Chief Penn, thank you for taking your time out of your schedule every week to remind us that today is the most important day, until tomorrow. You've had an impact on me and our class, so thank you. Command staff, many of you have sacrificed your time to teach us valuable lessons and skills we need to be effective officers. We have learned so much from you. Thank you for your time and your leadership. Command staff, Sergeant Bryant, Corporal Perkins, and Officer Streetman, thank you for all you have done by setting us up for success. You have challenged us, motivated us, and shown us how much you care. All the wisdom you have shared with us has not been lost, and I hope that we can make you proud. To sworn and non-sworn faculty that played a role in our lessons, specialties, and helped with officer survival, we are without words. If it were not for all of you, Class 78 would not be here today. With your experience, you have given us an edge that other rookie schools lack. You directly impacted our future and the future of this agency. You have taught us from all of your strengths and weaknesses that we might be able to run where you could only walk. We are excited to work alongside you. Thank you for your sacrifices and all that you do every day. Friends and family members, you encouraged us when we doubted ourselves, and you've been cheering us on this entire time. You've been able to see the transformation in us and see the confidence we've gained. Thank you for your love and always being there for us. 78. For a long time, it appeared that this day would never come. This day is our finish line. What lay between day one and now is a total of 1,174 hours of training. We had early morning PT, countless PowerPoints, lectures, and scenarios. We had control techniques, driving training, firearms training. We learned to perform standardized field sobriety tests and use the B3 directional radar system. Our physical training was measured by an assessment known as a Cooper. 78. Remember with me our first Cooper. We had our water bottles all out of line. We could barely get into formation, and we were so nervous we forgot the difference between a yes sir and a yes ma'am. On that first Cooper, we performed our exercises and scored. Later, we all got sick because of how wet and cold it was at Haynes Park. But the training progressed, and we completed more Coopers, and we were able to see our charted progression in push-ups, sit-ups, and the mile-and-a-half run. We could see our growth on paper. We accomplished fitness goals, crushed barriers that we never imagined possible. By the end of PT, many of our baby blues were loose where they used to be snug. This was due to the hard work and discipline that we put forward. Some of this also had to do with the hard lessons we learned. We can remember the lessons learned early in our training. We learned to always have our issued equipment, or our teammates will be holding sandbags in the air. We learned not to cut corners, even the ones on the tennis court, because if we did, flutter kicks would be our prize. These lessons had meaning, because if you're willing to cut corners on the small things, you're willing to cut corners on the big things. These lessons taught us to have an attention to detail, because as officers, the safety of those around us, the successful prosecution for cases, and our own safety can hinge on these little details. Our class will always remember the hallway. We will not forget the dread we had of Sergeant Bryant telling us to grab your BLET manuals and stand in front of your lockers, because that meant we were about to do wall sits. One day, while holding a push-up in the hallway, Sergeant Bryant was trying to make a point to us about determination. He asked what it was that the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz wanted. After a moment of silence, Recruit Harold yelled out for all of the Beatty Training Center to hear, "Oil, sir!" We were then told the answer, and it was not oil, but heart. To have heart means to have determination despite all the odds. I seriously doubt anyone, especially in Group B, will forget one of the hardest days we shared together. It was the day we got smoked after a long run at Salem Lake, followed by a nice talking to that evolved into carrying logs during our lunch break, and then ending the day by getting sprayed in the eyes with OC. Days like this, and the many others we shared together, are the ones that built us into what we are today. They teach us to be mentally tough. They teach us to be disciplined, and when it's hard, and when it's uncomfortable, to keep on moving. On one of these hard days, Corporal Perkins saw the defeat all over our faces and shared a quote with me that has stuck with me since. "Fatigue makes cowards of us all. If you're tired, that is when corners get cut. That's when people give up. It's not because they cannot go any further, but because they've made limits in their own mind and have decided that they would rather be somewhere else. Much of our training is designed to give us the endurance we need to overcome any obstacle that lies in our path. Whether it's overcoming nerves right before Red Man, retaking a failed test, or overcoming physical limitations, remember that there is no barrier except the ones that we place on ourselves. The lessons we learned these past 7 months have brought us together as a team. We've shared some of the happiest and the saddest days of our lives together. We've become a family. Now we are going to split up and join other squads. As we go forward, it is important to remember that this is a calling. Not everyone can carry the weight of the badge. It is a commitment to uphold justice, protect the freedoms of those we serve. So let us, Class 78, let us set the pace for professionalism, innovation, and quality police work. If you've seen our group messages, you will know that I often send quotes. So I figured it would be appropriate to do so now. David Goggins said in his book, Can't Hurt Me, "You are in danger of living a life so comfortable and soft that you will die without ever realizing your true potential." So Class 78, take courage. Don't get comfortable. Continue to study. Continue to condition your body and continue to grow. The safety of others is in our hands, and it is a shame to take that lightly. Ladies and gentlemen, leave here knowing that Class 78 has been set up for success and is ready to protect and serve the citizens of Winston-Salem. Thank you.
Thank you, Recruit Phillips. Traditionally, the Winston-Salem Police Department presents special awards during graduation to members of each class who have distinguished themselves during the academy training. Today, we present 3 awards to members of Class 78. They are as follows: the Vivian H. Burke Character Award, the Honor Graduate Award, and our highest award, the Lieutenant Aaron G. Tice Jr. Colleague Award. We'll begin with the Vivian H. Burke Character Award presented by our interim city manager, Patrice Toney. Ms. Patrice Toney oversees the day-to-day operation and delivery of city services by more than 2,400 city employees. Please welcome our interim city manager to the podium, Patrice Toney.
Good morning. The dictionary defines character as those attributes and ethical traits that distinguish a person. In essence, character is revealed by what a person does, even when, or especially when, no one is looking. The Vivian H. Burke Character Award is named for the late Mayor Pro Tem Vivian H. Burke. She was a council member of the Northeast Ward, and her daughter-in-law is here today, is also serving the Northeast Ward. She was a chairperson of the Public Safety Committee for 36 years. When she passed away in May of 2020, Councilwoman Burke was the longest-serving elected official in the city's history. This award is given to the recruit in each police and fire recruit training class who best exhibits the qualities of integrity, ethical behavior, and team-building ability that demonstrate the strength of their character. For Class of 78, one recruit was found to demonstrate the characteristics embodied by the Vivian H. Burke Character Award. Therefore, for Class of 78 recipient is recruit Andrew Tippett. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Toney. The Honor Graduate Award will be presented by Assistant Chief Rick Newnham and Beth Hutchins. Ms. Hutchins is the wife of fallen officer Sergeant Mickey Hutchins. I would like to invite Ms. Hutchins on stage to help present the award at this time.
Entrance level training for Class 78 police officer trainees consisted of 1,174 plus hours of law enforcement training in 36 different subjects that require a written exam and in some subjects a practical application exam. The Honor Graduate Award is presented each year to the trainee who has the highest academic grade average overall. The Honor Graduate for Police Academy Class 78 completed the training with a 96.8 grade point average. The Honor Graduate Award goes to recruit Cameron Sloan.
We do 2 awards for this. He has a rich history in the department. My husband won the academic award for class 13. He was given a plaque about this big and his name was misspelled. You just heard how many hours they've put in, along with families and friends and other things that they had to juggle during the time. And we think that it deserves a little more recognition than just a plaque.
Thank you, Assistant Chief Newnham. Ms. Tice, would you please join us on stage? Ms. Tice is the wife of fallen officer Lieutenant Aaron G. Tice, who the Colleague Award is named after. Now, for the highest award an Academy member can receive, this award is one that each officer present here today is familiar with and cherishes as a symbol of reminder of the great price members of this profession might be asked to pay for the privilege of serving in law enforcement. Assistant Chief Richard Newnham and Tanya Tice will now present the Lieutenant Aaron G. Tice Junior Colleague Award.
The Lieutenant Aaron Jerome Tice Jr. Colleague Award. If you were to take a survey asking a community to identify those qualities it desires in its police officers, the list would likely include words such as honest, hardworking, competent, professional, just to name a few. If you were to survey police department employees asking officers to identify those qualities they desire in a coworker, you would likely see the same words I have just mentioned. Additionally, you would see phrases such as courageous, strong, trustworthy, and dependable. The Colleague Award is named for Aaron Jerome Tice Jr., who joined the Winston-Salem Police Department on October 3rd, 1968, as a police officer. During his exemplary career, Lieutenant Tice served in the patrol, detective, vice and narcotics, and training divisions. He was a mild-mannered, well-loved, and highly respected member of the department. While working as a field commander in the patrol division during the early morning hours of June 26, 1992, Lieutenant Tice was assisting his officers in an investigation of a stolen motor grader being driven recklessly in the Lakeside apartment community complex. Lieutenant Tice was instantly killed when his patrol car was deliberately crushed by the driver of the stolen motor grader. His physical absence has been felt by all who knew him, but his spiritual presence endures. A few weeks before each recruit class graduation, all members of the class were asked to vote for one of their peers. who they believe best demonstrates those qualities that we all recognize within the best men and women of our profession. Class 78 has chosen that representative from within their ranks. With me today is Ms. Tanya Tice, the wife of Lieutenant Tice. The WSPD is grateful for her support for the BLET program. We are honored to have her with us to present this award. The Lieutenant Aaron Jerome Tice Jr. Colleague Award for Class 78 is presented to Recruit Andrew Tippett.
All right. So Chief William H. Penn Jr. is a 25-year veteran of the Winston-Salem Police Department. He is a proud Winston-Salem native, having grown up on the city's east side. He began his career with the Winston-Salem Police Department in 1997 and has worked his way through the ranks until his most recent promotion to Chief of Police in January of this year, serving in various capacities throughout the department. Chief Penn is active in community service through Boy Scouts, HBCU Living Legends, Habitat for Humanity, and YMCA of Northwest North Carolina. In addition, he is a recent inductee into Carver High School's Hall of Fame. He graduated from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, where he received a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration. Chief Penn continued his education at Winston-Salem State University, earning a master's degree in Business Administration. Chief Penn will now conduct final verification of Police Academy completion and issuance of certificates and badges.
Good morning. I want to thank everyone for being here on such a joyous occasion. Oftentimes when we're in a moment, I don't think we fully understand the gravity. 10 public servants have made the decision to put the community's well-being in front of their own. That's a big deal. Let's give them a hand. You know what else is a big deal? Some folks have made the decision to do that previously and have been doing so. Let's give the officers who are here, who've been doing this, a hand. I'm gonna do it again. To our professional staff that equip the officers to go out here and keep our community safe, let's give them a hand. This is the last one, I promise. This is Class 78. I have been told that there is a chance that we have members from Class 1 in attendance today. Let's give it up for our folks in the back and whoever was in Class 1. That's truly a blessing. With that said, Sergeant Bryant, front and center. Sergeant Bryant, as the duly appointed Basic Law Enforcement Training Sergeant for the Winston-Salem Police Department, do you personally certify that the students of Class 78 of the Winston-Salem Police Academy have met all school requirements and regulations and have successfully completed all courses and activities that comprise the police basic law enforcement training?
Yes, sir.
Sergeant Bryant, Having provided assurance that members of Class 78 of the Winston-Salem Police Academy have met all requirements which entitle them to receive a certificate signifying successful completion of the Winston-Salem Police Department prescribed training program, please present these students for graduation, the receipt of their certificates, and the badges of their honor, of their office.
Yes, sir. Class 78, attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a tradition with Academy graduation that as I call the name of each recruit, they shall come forward and receive their certificate and be congratulated by the dignitaries on stage. Additionally, as part of our ceremony, each member of Class 78 has selected someone to share in the honor of presenting him or her with the badge of office and pinning it upon them for the first time. This badge of honor serves as a symbol of public faith. It is accepted as an acknowledgement of public trust and obligates those who wear it to extremely high standards of personal and professional conduct, well beyond the expectations of the citizens you serve. Class 78, you are fully aware that not everyone can earn this badge. Be proud of your accomplishments and never tarnish the image of the badge you are about to receive. I would like for those friends and family members who have been selected to pin the badge on your loved one to move to the front right side of the room to the wall near the backdrop to wait for your officer to arrive. In keeping with the dignity of this ceremony, I ask that you please hold your applause until all graduates have recited the oath of office. I will now call the names of each recruit in WSPD Academy Class 78. William Cruz. Dunavant Grabs. Michael Hall. Kaylin Harrell. Brendan Hawkmuth. Tanner Jackson. Omar Mercado. Choya Phillips. Cameron Sloan. We would like to acknowledge Cameron Sloan as a third-generation officer to serve with our agency, and his father and grandfather are actually sitting right back there. I'm going to ask them to stand. Andrew Tippett. I know you all are excited and proud, so let's give them a round of applause. I'll now call forward the Honorable District Court Judge Fred Adams to administer the oath of office. I ask that all sworn personnel stand and remain standing, please.
Good morning. It's such an honor and privilege to be here with you on such an auspicious occasion. I certainly know this is a day of celebration, not only those who are graduating, but also for those in our community, for the Winston-Salem Police Department, and the family and friends of those who encourage, love, and support these graduates. To Class 78, I thank you in advance for your commitment to justice, your willingness to serve and to protect the most vulnerable members of our society, and also your dedication to not only enforce our laws, but to maintain the peace and safety of our community. Thank you. I will leave you with one final thing. Those of us who have chosen the life or career of public service, is not always easy. It certainly comes with its own set of challenges, but don't think for a minute that your work is not meaningful and that it does not matter. It is rewarding and it is necessary. Thank you. So are you all ready to take the oath? All right. If you would, please raise your right hand. You can either swear or affirm. I, please state your name and repeat after me. I'm sorry. I, please state your name. All of you, please. I appreciate your zest, but I need all of you all to do this, please. Repeat after me. I, please state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will be alert and vigilant to enforce the criminal laws of this state, that I will not be influenced in any matter on account of personal bias or prejudice, that I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent herewith, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and execute the duties of my office as a law enforcement officer according to the best of my skill, abilities, and judgment. So help me God. Congratulations.
All right, Class 78, you are officially members of an elite group of highly trained police officers, and you are held by both the public and the government to the highest standards of conduct. Those standards, known as the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics, is printed in today's program on page 14. I invite the audience to follow along as these new police officers join all the sworn law enforcement personnel here today in reciting this code. Will be led by Assistant Chief W.S. Weaver II, and he is going to come up.
Good morning and welcome once again. Thank you so much for celebrating with us and our 10 new family members. We appreciate it. Would all North Carolina certified law enforcement officers please stand and recite with me the North Carolina Criminal Justice Education and Training Standards Commission Law Enforcement Code of Ethics. As a law enforcement officer, my fundamental duty is to serve mankind, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder, and to respect the constitutional rights of all men to liberty, equality, and justice. I will keep my private life unsullied as an example to all, maintain courageous calm in the face of danger, scorn, or ridicule, develop self-restraint, and be constantly mindful of the welfare of others, honest in thought and deed in both my personal and official life. I will be exemplary in obeying the laws of the land and the regulations of my department. Whatever I see or hear of a confidential nature or that is confided to me in my official capacity will be kept ever secret unless revelation is necessary in the performance of my duty. I will never act officiously or permit personal feelings, prejudices, animosities, or friendships to influence my decisions, with no compromise for crime and relentless prosecution of criminals. I will enforce the law courteously and appropriately, without fear or favor, malice or ill will, never employing unnecessary force or violence, and never accepting gratitudes. I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of faith, and I accept it as a public trust to be held so long as I am true to the ethics of the police service. I will constantly strive to achieve these objectives and ideals, dedicating myself before God to my chosen profession, law enforcement. Class 78, welcome to starting your new career as Winston-Salem police officers. Congratulations.
We ask that you please remain seated while our guests, the new graduates, and veteran officers with the Winston-Salem Police Department exit the room. Thank you for coming, and please join the recruits and staff in the foyer to offer your congratulations. Photographers will remain here for the next 30 minutes for family and officer photographs. Sergeant Bryant, please dismiss the class.